2. Look at that. So for the YouTube audience, this will be up for a replay too. Hopefully the lag isn't too much of an issue. I know I'm putting a little bit of stress on the machine here, streaming 2 places at once, but please do let me know if it's not the highest quality. I mean, as you might have guessed and seen, the quality of the video as well as the audio has stepped up recently. But I'm hoping that the lag or the delay isn't too much of an issue. So we are back, and we are flowing. We're about to flow. We're going to continue that flow because is what we're here to do. Allow through our highest flow, retreat into a sense of ease, and see what comes through us from that space. This is not a pushing, this is not a fighting to make something happen. It's in allowing ourselves that sense of ease and just expressing our natural, truest nature that our highest selves emerge. So that's what we're about to do. So there's a message that I'm feeling called to bring through here, and it's one that I've been thinking about a lot lately because of how it's been applying to me and my journey. This is something that I've been really looking to integrate. I won't even say looking to. This is something I've been integrating, and as I do, I feel myself elevated, especially over these last, I would say, this last week or two. I've noticed this level up in my frequency, and the message and the idea that I'm about to bring forth here today is, I think, at the core of what has allowed me to make the shift and feeling more energized, feeling more excited, and just a greater sense of passion in my day-to-day life. And that message, if you may have guessed by looking at the description here, is we're here to do 2 things, which is ultimately one thing, and that's play the human powerfully as well as evolve spiritually. Don't try to do one without the other. These 2 go hand in hand, and we are here in these physical bodies to achieve and actualize both in unison as one. These aren't 2 different paths, they're not 2 different names. Our journey of self-actualization, being our highest selves, which is what we are here to do, integrate more and more of our higher selves into this experience, into this being, into this moment, is a process of both playing the human powerfully and evolving spiritually. You can't have one without the other. So what do I mean by this? We are multi-dimensional beings. There is many facets to what we are. There's many dimensions to what we are. And in order to actualize our highest potential and our highest selves and our grandest experience, we must address, take care of, and consider all these many dimensions to us. If we go into a spiritual practice, and whatever that may mean to you, and I don't think that's something that we can define. We can speak to some of the qualities and the benefits that may come from that, but that's just something that's very subjective to you. But if you go into your spiritual practice of evolving spiritually and discovering more of who and what you are, which is how I would conceptualize what a spiritual practice is. It's a practice of self-realization, gaining insight and clarity into what we are as spiritual beings. And we pursue this path without applying it, without considering the implications of how this allows us to move better and create more and serve on a higher level as a human, as we are here to do. We would not be in these physical bodies if we weren't. That practice is going to remain fruitless, meaning the inherent benefits, what we get, the fulfillment, the freedom, the sense of empowerment that comes from such a practice, that can come from such a practice. Those are not going to be available to us because, again, we're here to do both of these things, play the human powerfully and evolve spiritually. The insight and the wisdom that we cultivate in our journeys into ourselves, on the path of self-realization, on the path of wanting and aiming to grow spiritually, on the path of discovering more of ourselves. Yes, the internal world and your internal state of being is, one can say, everything. But this is one and the same. It's intrinsically linked to who you're being on the surface and how you're going about in the world. If you ignore that, if you are ignorant to or disregarding of applying that wisdom in your day-to-day life to be a more powerful, better human for those around you, that journey, that internal journey is not going to take you anywhere. None of those benefits are going to be received. Similarly, if we're only ever thinking about what we're doing on the surface and we get caught up in the worldly stuff and we don't take that moment to retreat into ourselves. Let me just double check that YouTube's doing all right because this is the first time here. Yeah, we're looking all right. If we get lost in the physical world, I won't say lost, if we get fixated on the physical world and never take that time to come within and cultivate that sense of self-awareness, that sense of wisdom, insight into our being. We don't make that a part of our lives. You aren't going to actualize your highest potential. You aren't going to feel your best. You aren't going to be able to serve others in the ways that you are capable of. You aren't going to be able to create the sort of reality that you're capable of creating, which is whatever kind of reality you wish to create, by the way. That internal practice creates the foundation for being in the world in a more powerful, moral, effective manner. And who we're being in our lives, again, not just for ourselves, but for others, one can say, is also everything. your internal state of being, your life circumstances, and gift to the world. It's all tied in together. Play the human powerfully and evolve spiritually. Don't try to do one without the other. This is how you keep ascending. I think that's going to be all for today's flow. Feeling good. I'm feeling good about this. I'm feeling really, really energized in my purpose of, you know what, I've hesitated to use this word, but I'm not going to any longer, in teaching. I'm here to teach and learn simultaneously. Um, every teacher is also a student. Every good teacher is a student. And every student, I hope, is on the path of learning so they can also be a teacher. We're all this for each other, and we can come together in this way of supporting each other and collaborating in our growth. And that's exactly what we're here to do. Ascend together. And like I said, I'm feeling a lot more fired up, passionate, energized on my journey of playing the human powerfully. That has been the area that I've, I think, over the last little while, neglected a little bit. I've been thinking a lot about internal transformation, but now that I'm considering and paying more awareness to who I'm being on the surface and taking the actions and being true to being the person that I wish to be, I'm noticing in myself a a renewed, invigorated feeling starting to rise. And I'm realizing now that, we gotta honor both. And I'm realizing with greater clarity, I'll say, we gotta honor both and bring those two things together. And this is the means by which we feel our best, actualize our highest, serve our highest purpose, and ascend. So, last thing I'll leave off with for those of you that are still with me in this replay and even maybe in the live stream, um, got a couple things that I invite you into if you want to take things further. I do offer one-on-one alignment activation sessions for those of you that are looking to activate your higher purpose and a state of flow. I won't say too much to that again. If you feel the sense of resonance, the description will have a link. And lastly, we just recently opened up for more love, more support, more contribution from our family, from our community. For those of you that have been feeling the content, enjoying what it is I've been putting out, as well as the Together We Ascend team. Yes, because I got a partner and she's extraordinary and she's been supporting me in this. And we also have some contributing ascenders that have been contributing to the blog too. Shout out to you guys. Um, yeah, we just opened up doors for contributions from patrons. So we opened up a Patreon account, and if anyone feels called to support us in our movement, in this movement, that's not Together We Ascend, that's everything. That's everyone in the movement towards unity consciousness and higher planes of awareness, then we would love to have you join us as a Patreon contributor. Link to that will also be in the description. You can learn more about that. Sometimes I don't want it to end, but there will always be next time. So until then, folks, keep ascending.